So today we're going to learn how to make hummus. Hummus is so easy and inexpensive to make that you will never buy store-bought again once you know how to make it. We're going to do a classic hummus today, which is made with garbanzo beans, tahini, which is just roasted sesame seeds. You can get it at any grocery store, lemon, garlic, olive oil, salt, and pepper, and that's it. Hummus is super easy to vary the recipe. You can do any type of beans. You could do a white bean, you could do a black bean, you can add roasted vegetables to it. So you could do roasted carrots and make a roasted carrot hummus. You could do roasted eggplant and make a roasted eggplant hummus. You could do cauliflower, all sorts of things. Today we're sticking with just the classic hummus though, and I make this pretty much every Sunday to have a batch in the fridge, and I'll eat it with carrots. I put it on veggie sandwiches. I'm always eating hummus, and people love it when they come over. People stop by and go into the kitchen, whip up some hummus, and they are always amazed. All right, so we're starting off with one box or can of hummus. I use this just because they had it at Whole Foods, and it is BPA free, which is awesome. So I'm just gonna add my garbanzo beans here. I already have them in their mise en place bowls ready to go. All right. I'm going to add about 2 cloves of minced garlic to it. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of tahini. Okay, and that is just a paste and it adds great flavor. If you want more tahini, you can add more tahini. It also helps make it super creamy, okay? I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm going to add the juice of 1 whole lemon. So I have a lemon here and my handheld squeeze juicer. Just gonna juice that right in there. That's 1/2. Here's the other half. Okay, I'm going to add some pepper to it, and this is all by taste. You can add more salt, more pepper if you want. You can add a dash of cumin, a little sprinkle of red pepper if you like it kind of spicy. You could even add maybe 1/4 of a jalapeno. Kick it up a notch, as our friend Emerald would say. So, I had it the wrong way there. Just gonna add a little bit of black pepper to mine, okay? And then here in my other mise en place bowls, I have a tablespoon of olive oil. If I want to add that just for a little bit of extra smoothness, it's completely optional. And I also have a 1/4 cup of water. Just really depends on the consistency that you want of your hummus. And you also might not need some depending on how much juice was in your lemon. So let's go ahead and turn this Vitamix on. See what consistency we get and then adjust from there. I'm always starting my Vitamix on the lowest setting. So my setting is 1 here, and then I'm gonna crank it up from there. Don't ever start your Vitamix or any blender on a high setting. So that lemon was pretty juicy, and I can already see that I might not need to add any of my water. I like a pretty creamy, kind of thick hummus. I don't like it to be runny. Okay. So, I am going to add just a tiny bit of olive oil, just a little bit of that, and it's starting to stick, so I'm going to just add a dash of my water. I added just a dash, you can see, of that 1/4 cup. I barely used any. I'm going to use my spatula, going to give it a stir, scrape down the sides, turn this back on, and then I'm going to crank it up. If it gets stuck, I can leave it on. Open my top here, which is sticking, so I'm going to turn it off. Get my top out here. So the Vitamix has this handy little hole at the top, so you can add a little bit of water, a little bit, maybe the rest of our olive oil. If I had another lemon, I do like it pretty lemony, I might juice it in there again. This needs a little stir. Okay. Looking good now. cranked it up on high because you really want to get your hummus smooth. I personally don't like any chunks in my hummus. And we're gonna just kind of keep doing this until we get the consistency that we want. Make sure our lid is on. I'm gonna add the rest of my water, or a little bit more of it. There we go. Sometimes I just use a little bit of the water. I leave the water from the garbanzo beans in there with it a little bit. Just like a quarter of it. You don't want it too watery. So now it's blending, it's not stopping at all, and it's blending really easily on its own. One thing to remember always when cooking, it's always easier to add than you can't take away. So once you add too much water, you either have to add more garbanzo beans or you're stuck with watery hummus. So it's better to start off, you know, and see how it goes, and then add to it rather than add too much from the beginning and you can't take away. So let's go ahead and taste it. Grab a little teaspoon here. I'm just gonna taste it for seasoning to see if it has enough salt, pepper, if I want to adjust anything. Do I want more garlic? It's delicious. Very good. Now see, this is gonna vary a little bit every time you make it. So it's gonna depend on the tang and the juice of your lemon. That's probably gonna be the biggest factor. But you can even see, can you see in there? See how smooth it is? And it's so good. And that was all that took to make hummus. So now I'm gonna put this in this bowl, and I actually am having people over later. So I'm going to serve this to them, probably with some crackers, maybe some carrots. You could sprinkle a little bit of paprika on top of this to make it pretty. If you have some parsley, or even some basil, any type of herb really, rosemary, you could chop it up and just put it right on top of there for a prettier presentation. But there we go, homemade hummus, and it was so easy. Enjoy.